There we go. Okay, so I'm going to talk about fears and failures in AI. So again, I'm Glenn Fink. I'm a system engineer. I've been with ClearEdge off and on for about almost 5 years now. So I'm going to go talk about some of the fears that come around. So there's a lot to unpack with AI, right? It may be the best thing that ever happens to the universe, or it may bring us down and take us over. So there's a lot to go with this package. So what we want to do is first let's talk about what AI is. And AI is basically programs that aren't written the way we normally do. They're ones that are going to look at data and have algorithms that are going to be thinking projects, right? And come up with solutions that things aren't just necessarily programmed for. They're going to come up with different solutions. There's three types. A&I is the stuff you've mainly been seeing where it's set up to do. Maybe it plays chess. Maybe it does your math homework for you. Those type of things, like single task work. AGI is when it's actually learning and being more human-like. And then the final is super, when it takes over the planet. Machine learning is one of the basics of it. It does the patterns, it goes through the data, it makes the decisions, and really starts to get the thinking process going on. So if we look at like sci-fi and TV and movies, it might predict. So sci-fi, AI is good, right? These guys are helping humanity most of the time. You know, there's always that episode where the robot goes a little crazy. But then you have sci-fi, AI is bad. And we've seen all these, like they're taking over the earth, you know, you're powering the machines, or perhaps you're playing global thermonuclear war. So these are the type of things we want to watch out for. Right? So you got to look at what are the failures. It's not like a normal program where things might crash. We're talking about things where you have unexpected consequences, or it's the design is bad, or the data is not interpreted properly, and you get bad results, and it can really impact what we're looking at. Right? Some of the things are inaccurate data. There was a Watson model that did healthcare, and what would happen is they thought it would be great at predicting, you know, methodologies of caring for people, but it was really wrong a lot of the time, and people lost trust in the system as it went. There's a lot of failures in bias and discrimination. There was like an Amazon application that was set up for recruiting, but it went through its database where they normally hired a bunch of white guys to do this programming, so guess what it thought they were looking for? A bunch of white guys to do the work. Right? Then you have lack of transparency and trust. When things go wrong, people want to know, why did it go wrong? And if you tell them the process you're creating these answers for, even if things are wrong, you'll gain trust. But if you don't know how things are coming around, the trust is gone. And this is pretty close to ClearEdge's heart, right? Is safety and security, right? You can have autonomous driving, and it can work perfectly, but perhaps, you know, it's not made for every condition. It's not really road ready. And also, you got to worry about people getting into your data, so there's a lot of security there. Ethics are a big part of this too. Is right. You got to make sure that you're not hurting people, and you're not like getting access to their privacy, and people can still hopefully remain anonymous. There's a lot of unintended consequences here, right? Let's say I want to do facial recognition, right? That's great. I can find my friends and search for the pictures. But I can also go in China and look at people and watch what they do and regulate them and give them a sociology score, right? How it works. So we really have to watch out, you know, again, think through the process and think what could happen with this type of application, right? That's the main concern here, is because you just want to, you want to be positive. There's the leaders here, right? You have some of the main players. You have IBM with Watson, you have Google, you have Amazon, Bing, ChatGPT. All these are big players in the market. But also, if we look at some of the current problems and issues, we notice that they're also causing some of the ones we saw earlier, right? So there has been talk from some of the higher ups of maybe we should pause it, maybe we should regulate it. The only problem with that is the competition's not pausing and they're not going to regulate, right? So they're going to keep moving. So what's in the future? Hopefully it's a positive, like everyone doesn't lose their job, it just makes their job easier. It doesn't stop thinking, it increases thinking. And we want to get things done better and safer for people. So that's where we really want to go with this. So how's AI doing? Well, it's okay. I wanted to write this entire application using AI because I'm lazy. It didn't work perfectly, but it gave me my slides. It told me what I should talk about. It gave me some detailed information. All these photos are AI generated, right? So we come out to the choice. What do we need to do? right? We got it to be very detailed in our design. We have to eliminate bias. We have to be open with how we do our algorithms. And we have to consider the outcomes, right? Test, test, test. Be safe and be good and do good. Thank you.